guess everybody's just ready to move to the spicy part. Spicy, 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 spicy. Confession story time. We have three different stories. Some of them will have the full story. Some of them will just have small parts. So we're going to speak on what we have present. If there's any update, we always share the updates in our Telegram groups. So you can stay tuned if we're ever privileged of an update. First confession for today is, oh my gosh. All right. Let's look at this one.
I notice I stop answer, I call them. Me been a talk about you with my dog them. I say I miss you and I'm sorry. I should have tried harder regardless. Little girl. I'm been a left me a voicemail on your phone. Come like say I have it on airplane mode. Oh, I can't block your black, my brother. Miss you and I'm sorry. I should have tried harder regardless. I should have obeyed your blood and tie you up like a bum. Rope that girl. I know one next man I make you moan. Yo. I don't wanna come murder you know. No joke. I just want to talk to you, you see me? Like man, it's just want to chat to you man, babes man. Been a tell us you your mind now left me left in a little girl. I miss you and I'm sorry man for real. Alright now. Alright now this is a 15 pack. 15 pack of credits me dep on now. 3 buckle line is it. Me say a
All right, so let's talk about it. I'm gonna see if you know if the raise a hand thing I got work for that segment here because lots of thoughts. It started off kind of cute, like, oh, he misses her. He's sorry. And then it kind of took a lot of turns, a lot of different turns. Like what do we think? What are our thoughts?
Alicia, yeah, push it now in our comments. Just as I say. But think of Fernando the attack.
Fernando, it's so like
No, this is just pathetic.
Okay, which part of it is pathetic? Is it the song or is the whole Obian murder?
The other part, that is just, it is crazy talk. Why would you want to do it? Why would you even say that and then post that on the internet, bro?
The man say miss her and I'm sorry. That's why.
Nobody. My mother did that and I'm still here going on. So no woman.
I missed you and sorry.
Yeah, but the Obia part and the kill part and them something them would like in a demi time, yeah. You nice, see?
Someone said he's schizophrenic.
You don't have to go best money for stay with me. How can I love that? Could I get out of that the person there?
I mean, I don't know. He miss her and I'm sorry. One more the man can tell you.
You a killer. Like, haven't we learned anything from the dude tried to kill the cash pot lady? Where him there, where she there?
What cash pot lady? I'm just gonna ask her which cash pot lady. I've never heard a story
In
here.
Little London.
You guys never heard of alright, so a long time ago in Jamaica, we used to have, just like if you watch the American Game Show Network, and they have this taxi show where people go into the taxi and earn money by answering questions. Jamaica had their own version of that. And the guy that was doing that, he was dating the woman who at that time she was the lady that would read the cashpot numbers. So whenever cashpot would be airing on TV, she's that lady that would walk in and making the announcements and so on and so forth. They got together, they were dating, she got pregnant, but he was married to his, married obviously, and he never want that relationship and that child to get out. I think him they tell her to get rid of the child. She said she not get rid of the child. So him go and shoot her how much time try to kill her. Fortunately she didn't die, and now she must have migrated and gone elsewhere, and in their jail now. I serve how much years and years and years life sentence.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Lowell. But there's something in the comments section where the person says Jamaican men need to learn romance because that was very traumatizing. This kind of just reminded me, don't know if anyone else remembers, the time when a female came out and said her man don't beat her, no love her. You guys remember that? I'm not saying she speaks to all females,
Yeah,
I
she's crazy.
remember it. I'm not saying she speaks for all females. I'm just saying
Yeah,
some of these way of thinking about ways alarming.
But
Have a lot of male figures in our family because, boy, oh boy, lack of love can push us down some dark path.
But
just to let you guys know, that whole statement that if our man don't beat her, him don't love her, in a Jamaica, obviously that's just crap. But there is an actual tribe in I think it's Tanzania, that their women are all of their women. That's really how they think. Like if and they do things to actually get some form of physical retaliation towards from their male counterpart. And if you don't actually do it, she go left him. Like it's really a thing in that actual tribe. I was so surprised when I came up on that documentary, but it's an actual thing apparently in Tanzania for one of their tribes.
No problem, but in our tribe, it's not a thing. And she was a part of our tribe. So when we hear it, it was very alarming to say.
and can I
Yeah.
also add to the video? I don't. Boy, I can't really. That
I think to do that.
it don't
You're
make sense.
breaking up. Whoever is trying to talk right now, you're breaking up.
Okay, you guys hearing me?
Yes, hearing you now.
Yes,
Okay.
hearing you.
So for that man to be like so talking about Obi and all of these things, it just seems to show lack of self-control, lack of everything. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's a joke, maybe it's serious, but it's just weird. Alarming. Weird.
Can I just say, this might be an unpopular opinion, but it's depending on the type of relationship I have with the person. If the first part where Maxine go, I miss you and so I'm sorry. It was a situation where it wasn't like something very big or very harmful, like a minor misunderstanding or whatever. And I hear that part, just the beginning, I miss you, I'm sorry. But I laugh and move on. The escalation would really take a turn was the murder part, Obia part, and I talk about she agree in belongings. Speaking of her private ears and stuff. That's where it was just like, oh, because at first when I heard it, I was like, oh, this is funny, quirky, kind of cute. Wonder what's the backstory. Then it escalates. I'm like, oh, the backstory is clear. Clear.
Seems like something in the regular too.
Yeah, man have a theme song.
We
I'm
call them people
Plus,
that
plus
sorry.
he said
drinking,
he
trying
was
to
drinking,
sing,
you know.
don't catch your
The
back.
man just pull up a lyrics. So
Plus,
I'm
he
thinking,
said he was drinking. So, being somebody who drinks when they have issues, plus threatening me, I would run so far from him.
Idiot.
Me wouldn't take him back. You drink and you're gonna threaten me? No, you will act on it one day.
50 cigarette the man depend on that the man say, you know.
How do
A
you
cigarette, you
spend?
say? I never let me hear, but okay. Well, still, me I left him.
Even if you let him in, can still attack you, you know? Because the
Well-
way how him attack, and if you don't want him there, you might not want him, but him wants you.
Look like me I forgot lick him first then.
But she am easy full for me. I mean, not think me can go tell nobody them something. Then if me do something wrong, we talk about it, but me not send it to you, you know. Whatever for you can go show your friend the man say. You're mad?
Yeah, but suppose me don't want to see you face to face. We're not gonna talk about it. If I don't want to be on a call with you and I don't want to see you face to face because I'm very upset with what you did, how are you going to get through to me? Because just because you hurt me, don't mean you're entitled to my time again because you want to apologize. If you hurt me and it's something that you done repeatedly, me have the choice to withdraw my time and consent from you. Like I said, I don't want to talk on the phone call, I don't want to see you. So how would you convey to me? Would have to be a message?
In this time where there are more females than males, worse we have so much male we turn to male. If me can't talk to you face to face or whatever, then the relationship done. Me move on, you move on. Shall the best. But I will not, under no circumstances, be sending you that fake and go show your friend them. You're mad?
I feel like that's so shallow. It
That's
just
right.
shows that you don't trust your
That's right.
partner. You're telling me that this person that you choose to spend time with and be intimate with and grow with, you don't trust her enough. Because you're like, oh, shall I take it and show people? That's all I'm hearing.
I don't think that's where he's getting off to, real-time stimulation is important. And you need to get feedback from the person you're talking to. What's the sense having a conversation with yourself? What's the sense
No, but it does
expressing?
depend. It does depend on the person. Some person, real time is good for them. Others, they can't handle that kind of pressure. They need time in between to process what you said and get back to
Right.
you on whatever. Everyone is different. So you have to find what works for the two of you.
That is
Are you
true.
hearing me?
That is true. You have to have an equilibrium. But however, in a situation like this where someone is so irate and is hurting and emotions are flowing, it is not best to leave messages or texting or voice note because you're going to react. You're not going to reason. And in order for you to reason, if the person don't want to communicate with you, you're only going to get more irate. So it doesn't even matter if you do it up front or behind the scene or whatnot. You're angry and you're going to be expressive.
Not just that, be right now with all the messages where I'm saying, all if in there Canada and somebody take her and lost her, God forbid, not saying that I would wish that for anybody, but him would have been number one suspect just from them voice note.
Of course, he will be held. Yes, of course, he will be the number one persons are looking at because it's a threat. And a threat doesn't have to constitute that you're in front of the person. A threat can be a spoken word towards the person.
Like, especially at this time, in this day and age, if you get a voice note like that from an ex, better you just keep a distance and make sure so like you tell others, because suppose someone really at me and him really tries something for you, you better people know so they're aware of him, you know?
Hold on, before you go to the next video, please, wanna help me out now? What a music name? I never hear it before. At the first may I hear. Is it an official song or something like that? I asked before, but I wanted to actually listen to the contents of it. Can you type it in the text for me if it's an actually official song? Because I really want to know if somebody give this airplay or it's just something that was recorded and you guys share here.
It was just a voice note thing.
So stop answer me call them. We been a talk about you with my dog them. I say me miss you and I'm sorry. And I should have tried harder regardless. Because you
We'll pause it right at the liquid kill. But yeah, that song you're talking, right?
They go deep in
That
him.
song?
Yeah, man, but him sound good still. Him sound like
Is
him
that real?
probably.
Does anybody know if it is a legitimate song or if it's not? Does anyone know the song? If you know the song, send a name in the chat. All right, so we're moving to our second confession.
And it's very funny that you have some toxic people we run with you and say them all gone on TikTok and I build trend with you like so.
All right, second.
The pettiest thing you've done after the end of a relationship?
My ex sent me an invitation to his wedding with the girl that he cheated on me with, just to piss me off. But I wasn't mad at all. No. I went to that wedding, and I brought 2 dates. I brought her ex-boyfriend and the guy that she was cheating on my ex with. They are now divorced.
I like her.
Big up she.
I'm not mad at that.
I mean, why would he send the invitation in the first place though? Like, did you expect it?
Show up.
Because
You
me
want
and
to
my
show up.
ex, them
He's
would
like,
never
oh,
malice.
probably I say you are not wife material, but she is. You know what I mean? Like my child Robert T. Remember, he cheated on her with his girl. Them break up. She knows all or whatever. So I don't know if my child is spiteful. It's backfire.
No, not really. It's like, you just said no hard feelings. I want you to be happy for me. So
Let us not. Let's not. That's not like something you would do.
Or
Let's
that,
not.
no, please.
I
When
would
I see how
definitely
you're gonna
do
say
it.
you don't get to
I will
choose, there's no hard
invite
feeling.
all
He
of
cheated
them.
on her. Him
All
don't
of
get to
them I
choose
would
no hard
invite.
feeling. That's not his choice to make. That's her
I will
choice.
invite all my exes to my wedding.
I guess he didn't expect a retaliation or anything, so he just did
Just
it out
stop
of
first.
impulse and ego.
Yes, exactly. You can't hurt somebody and then say, "Oh, let's let bygones be bygones." That's not for you to decide. And you hurt. And them hurt.
Because I mean, I can say let bygones be bygones, but that would have to be a separate conversation where both of us maybe, try to reconcile and whatever, and then whatever. But doing it this way to say invited, I'm just being straight up petty right there. So he deserved what he got for true. Me side with the woman on that one, because that was just pure
Yeah,
wickedness.
I agree with her.
Stop playing flip-flop. Stop playing flip-flop.
No, but me never said. At first, I said I like her. I was the first one that said I like her. I'm not flip-flopping.
Oh, and like you can see that that relationship wasn't healthy either, because like why were they divorced? Because if they were happy, they were truly happy. Yeah, after she went to the wedding, they are now divorced. So
No, you never hear what she said in the video. She said she brought 2 dates. The new wife, ex, and the same new wife, current side man, where she had actively cheated on her husband with.
Yeah, so that's why them divorced.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep. All right. So ready for the third confession, third and final. So the backstory behind this one: woman tells husband that his mother has to move out because she's overstepping her boundaries. They basically married couple, husband and wife, allowed the man's mother to stay with them. But the situation has reached a point where the wife is saying that the mother is stepping out of line and doing certain things that are inappropriate because again it's the husband and wife's home and the wife feels that the mother is doing things out of line that she shouldn't be doing and should be addressed between husband and wife and not between husband and wife and mother. So let's look at it.
Why you always keep having these problems with my mama?
Your mama need to find somewhere else to go.
Somewhere else to go? No, she don't need to go nowhere.
She need to find somewhere to, let me tell you something. Your mama run around. I'm trying. Save me, Lord. Save me, Lord. Your mama, I'm finna call your mama out of name. That's what I'm trying not to do. But your mama be in our business, be running around here like she owned the place, be trying to tell me what to do, trying to tell you what to do. First of all, I'm not your mama child, and I did not sleep with your mama, so your mama don't have no place in here.
First of all, my mama can live and stay wherever she pleases. This is my house, first of all. So if I tell her she can stay here, I don't care. I don't care how it goes. You gonna tell my mama to get out? You get out. How about that? You get out. You ain't gonna tell my mama to get out. You lost your mind?
Yes, and you gonna
apparently you have. Apparently.
Also some more backstory. Allegedly the mother never really liked the wife for a while and that was like before they were living together. So now that she's living together, she'll have more control. And it also in the comments, some persons are saying that the man is a mama's boy. So let's talk about it. What do you think about that situation?
Okay, so I think for me
I personally think
marry your mother.
no, I
No, I personally think that some mothers are
Agree.
like that, and it's not a case where
well,
they just don't want their son to get married. I feel like some mothers just don't want to see their sons love other women, and in this, like the Bible says, you have to love your wife more than your mom. Some mothers just don't want to see their sons loving other women more than them love them. Some of them probably like them son, which is disgusting, but that's the sad reality of the world we live in.
I agree with you, Brianna. And sometimes them in and out of the relationship as if they're the person that is in the relationship. And if it is that is the case, a lot of times if the mothers could choose for the boys, they wouldn't choose some of the females that the boys choose. So some go inside. And if it is that I can't talk in this house, go and be with your mother. And if it is that you cannot go and be, then I leave in. Because me and you and your mother not living. Number one, this is where you start from. And when the problem come in and you say you're us and your mama this and your mama that, I move out there for your mother. You're not live then.
The thing the thing is this for me though. I believe the man should have set proper boundaries between as to where mother can't say to his wife, as to where she cannot say to his wife. You see me? Like I'm like it's me and my wife. You see me? It's not me and my mom. But at the end of the day, if the man it's the man's fault why they're having that argument. I believe it's the man's fault. The man should have says, Mom, you're not my wife. My wife and I will have this discussion. You have something you say to me. And if I say if it is really a problem, then I will relate it to my wife. But you're not with my wife and you're not with me. And also what I would also add is that I'm not gonna put out my mother. So it's like that bias part. But if the man had set the rules and the man set the boundaries from first, then the mother and the daughter-in-law would never be in the argument that they're in now. So it's the man's fault why
Wait,
they're
Fernando?
having
I agree
When you
with
say
you
set
to a certain
boundaries,
extent.
when
I
you
agree
say
with
set
you.
boundaries, though,
Go ahead.
isn't it like evidently clear as to things that you should or can do as a parent or as an in-law and things that you shouldn't do? So, for instance, you don't need to argue with your daughter-in-law if there's an issue. Maybe I'm looking at it in like I'm not in that person's shoes, so I can't say as a mother-in-law. But don't you think mothers should know that hey, I should not be arguing with my son's wife? If I have a problem, I can call her one away or I can tell my husband and they sort that out.
there are certain like quoted and unquote boundaries that are like pretty self-explanatory and don't need to be explained. But again, respectfully, I would throw hands. That's just me. That's just me.
First of all, your mama is not supposed to be living in my house. I don't care because my
No,
mama
no,
was
no,
not
no, no, no,
living in that house.
no. You have there's certain circumstances that you have to know.
Yeah,
If
I'm
I'm living
like the
a
choice.
better life than my mom,
but
I
Hold
have
on,
to take
hold
that
on,
decision.
hold on.
I'm muting everyone. Hold on. You spoke, and then Imani was ready to speak, so her say her what she has to say, and they can respond after. So go ahead, Imani. I'm gonna start raising a hand because clearly things are getting heated. Imani, go ahead.
So I don't know if you were in the comment section or in the chat when I said biblically, your husband has to leave his mother and cling to you and your children. His mother has done her job. She has raised him. Now it is his time to do his job and provide for his wife. I'm not saying that he should abandon his mother. I'm not saying that he should disrespect his mother. But as his wife, biblically and by law, you come first. So I not understand why she in her own business and why she allowed up her mouth. It's not supposed to happen that way. You as a man also not supposed to argue with your wife over something that your mother has to say because your mother is dead wrong. And if your wife has to yell at you, and I also commend the wife for not disrespecting the mother throughout the entire altercation. She literally had to pray and talk tongues not to disrespect the man's mother. That's a strong woman. It not supposed to work that way there. That in itself can be considered a sin because no, you're messing with the hierarchy of what God intended. Just putting that out there.
All right, thank you. Lowell, go ahead.
All right. So may I
And
say, yo,
quick one before you continue, guys. If you want to speak on the matter, raise your hand. If your hand's not raised, I'm not gonna be speaking on you. Go ahead, Lowell.
so the first thing I gotta say is the man for coming and shout on him wife that way they get him wrong for sure. Two, we would have got to my mother for kind of figure. At least as a man, would have sit down the two of them and try to figure out what the problem, what's the issue. Why is it that both of them cannot get along? But ultimately, yes, if my mother is the reason why both of them cannot get along, then she got to go. And that's just the end point. As to Imani's point saying that my mother can't come live with me, I don't know how me would have go record that one there, but no. But for this part with the man for true, him should not raise him voice upon him woman, and him should even not tell the woman about who. After the lady married to your drunk, you want to tell the woman about she for come out of your house at that too. I should have my sister with a box here, see about 10 house. But come out of mine. Look at you.
Drunk, bro.
Listen, the way I'm whispering, I was like, all right, thank you for that, Lowell. Thank you. Let's see the next person in the queue. All right, so we have, wow, you guys all have a lot to say on this one. I hope that this team energy we have going, I'm loving it. Hope we can see it again next Saturday for Battle of the Sexes when we reign. We can to declare the fall semester champion male, female. Summer, the females dominated. They more than doubled the points the boys had. So let's see if they can keep the same energy or if the guys will humble them. All right, so the next in the queue, it's Amia. Go ahead.
Hi, good night. So I just wanted to say that, right? Based on how he is talking, this man sounds like an influence man. This man sounds like from the moment he allowed his mother to move into the house, you realize that she doesn't like the wife. So she's influencing everything that he's saying because the first thing he says is that, oh, this is my house, right? So that sounds like something that the mother would put into his head to say that, oh, this is your house, you can't allow her to do this, you can't allow her to that, blah, blah, blah. Yes, so that's just what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this man is influenced by his mother, everything that he's saying and the whole anger behind what he is saying. Sorry if you guys are hearing my dog, I'm so sorry. But yeah.
I'm not hearing nothing. Me?
You just don't talk.
Oh,
Dean.
that? That's what I was like, wait, that sound like Dean. Hi, Dean. What are you speaking in the meeting? Not even tell nobody. Say you reach.
Maybe that make some comments
Long
too.
time. I see from Dean coming.
Me not listen the way that this conversation I get heated. I couldn't keep up all the text them. I'm sorry. Welcome, Dean. Welcome. Alrighty. So continuing on. Let's thank you, Amia. And I'm pronouncing that right. It's Amia.
Yes, you're pronouncing it right.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Amia. Next we have Rogel. So Rogel, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so at first he addressed the whole situation wrong. Him coming like strong and very disrespectful, so you can know say him don't respect the lady. Secondly, your mother isn't supposed to be included in your discussions and your decisions between you and your wife, who is now your new family. Your mother has her own family, she has a husband. She's supposed to be having that conversation. I'm sure she would not like him to be there, including himself and like saying things when it comes to her relationship. So she should like do the same and like respect that. And she should realize that, ma'am, I know like he's grown. You can't like, yeah, be up in a man and then he was just, we call it, as I'm saying, easily influenced. You can like, say something going from a long time. Yeah. And your man is but at that stage your man is supposed to help us. Personally, my mommy can't help us because men are can't agree. And it would be the same thing with his because personality clash, you already have try a co-parent and I try work out something with somebody else and then another person jumps in and you have to try and adjust to all of that. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And guys, you know that you are on the time, so 90 seconds. When your time is up, I will be interrupting you. So go ahead, D, and after D we have Fernando.
Okay, so the Bible tells us first and foremost that when we're married, we have to forsake all others and leave and cleave. That man is so disrespectful. And even the mother, I understand that the mother had raised her child and she probably sacrificed a lot. But I guess he never really understand the premise of what marriage is. That it is not only a contract because you have to go to a governmental place or entity to get the certificate, but it's a vow that you exchange, right? And circumstances will allow parents to live with their children, but at the same time, you have to understand that decision that is made in the house, and I'm not undermining the men's authority to be the head of the house. But today's things change now. Some man staying home, taking care of the family, while the woman go and work. So the decision must be made between the two parties. And trust me, if the wife not happy, you can't have a happy house. And the mothers have to acknowledge that. But some of the mothers, they spent all their life being a single mother to raise these children, and then they feel like until the pitney them dead, them own them. And it's not like that. You understand? If you want to have something great and change what it is, you have to change the pattern and the mentality. Yes, my mother is my mother. Yes, 1 second. My mother is my mother. But there's no greater love. It's just two different type of love. You cannot sleep with your mother. Your mother cannot give you that desire. However, she is your mother. So it's two different type of love. It's two different type of kind of respect. But when you start creating boundaries, you start boxing people. You start make people feel like they walk by eggshell. People have to know them place.
All right. All right. Thank you, D. You had some very strong and important points to consider. Next person, Fernando, you're up. 90 seconds on the clock. I will be stopping you once your time is
Right.
done.
So let me keep it quick. The scripture says, 1 Timothy 5, verse 8, but if any provide not for his own, and especially for his own house, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. So the saying is true. A man shall leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife. The scripture also says that if a man does not provide for his own, right? Meaning that if he does not provide for who is taking care of, especially his own house, especially his wife and his children, he has denied the faith. So the thing is this: if I take in my mother, maybe I can't send her to a home, maybe I can't allow her, maybe she can't live by herself. However, when she, as I always says, the scripture for anyone that says, you know, your mom can't live with you. Well, that's very hard because if you to say you are living for God and yet still you allow your mom to be homeless, then you know that's a thing. You have denied the faith also. So to keep it very simple, the man should have been more affirm to let his mom know that she cannot tell his wife such and
Fernando,
such a okay.
finish the sentence. Finish the sentence.
All right. So the man should have been more firm.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Brianna. Go ahead, Brianna.
Okay, so I think all the points that I was gonna make, they were made clear when it comes on, well, except for asking for advice. When it comes on to like asking your parents, I'm just gonna assume his mom is married. Asking her for advice when it comes on to your marriage, that's fine. But the if I am not as a wife is not comfortable, then that should stop. Cool.
Okay. Thank you for that. Next in the queue, final person, Christina. Take the floor.
Hi, good night, everyone. So, yes, I agree with Bernard. Mostly all the points that I was going to speak on were mentioned. However, there's also, I think, two more I would like to add. It's showing that the mother clearly doesn't know her role, whether as a quote unquote normal human being or as a Christian. She doesn't know her place, and therefore she is clearly stepping out of it. And for the son, the husband, he also isn't anywhere educated, or if he is, he probably just doesn't care because, as Fernando would have quoted the scriptures to say what the man would or should do in this event. Um, Remember, someone said it before, there's a hierarchy. So just as how Christ would love the church, that's how a man should love his wife, and we should love each other. So clearly, Christ puts the church first, nothing before the church. So when it comes to mother, father, anybody else outside of your wife or your husband, it doesn't matter. That person is who you should put first, except obviously after God. But humanly, your spouse is first, your children second, and then everybody else can fall in line afterwards. Whatever the situation may be for the mother being with them, that's totally negotiable. But that man needs some good proper drape up so he can know a rightful place.
Okay. Thank you very much, Christina. Yep. Awesome. So we do all have a lot to say on the matter. Some of us agree, some of us disagree. But thank you guys so much for your engagement in that section, that segment. That was confession story time.